nice thing about a Class 7 tractor is it doesn't need weights to do this task. That actually looks okay. Tip it down, the front one will fall off. Twist the arms. That's a little bit of a mess. Now the other thing I used to do was this. If you line the attachment through the gap, which if you've got a good enough trailer you can do, you can adjust the lay of the logs so that they don't have quite so much issues. Now, of course, this is where it would be good to have something like the Typhoon, because I could line these logs up and do them 2 at a time rather than 4 trips. Oh, what, the little orange one? 140 horsepower. It's a nice little tractor. Obviously it's a bit slow, but if you're using it, I think Dagwin's using it to cut grass to feed his sheep with on Silver Run. So long as you're not driving across the map with, in fact, so long as you're not driving across the map with most of the cheap Volvo stuff, they're quite nice pieces of kit. Again, my my whole dislike of logging cranes does bias me against the forwarder, but you know, the tractor's good, the dump truck is good, and the big front loader, tiny front loader, is good. And they all look like they're built off the same thing. I mean, where is it? This thing. I mean, that's just a Volvo tractor without a front wheel and a bendy bit in the middle. But as I said, I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of those. That one I haven't really looked at. That's I have no idea what that is. This thing is crazy and expensive, so, and that's, you know, it's part of the problem when you're starting up. The big crazy expensive equipment, not something you can really afford. I also like the super heavy forklift. That's really nice too. So frequently I find the in-game forklifts are not the most ideal piece of equipment for almost anything. You can play around with them, but eventually you get to the point where I've just exceeded its capabilities. And there we go. Pad them down a bit. So my go-to forklift these days is this thing. All the weight's at the back. The pivot is at the back, and this is telescopic, so it has the reach to load high stuff, high shelves. It's I think its main letdown is laterally it's a little bit unstable, so it is great for pallets. It is less than ideal for bales, because if you bales are heavy, and if you pick one off slightly off kilter, the whole truck just becomes unstable. However, for lifting pallets up, we've actually managed to get 2 on the store sales in this playthrough. So I've got one down at the grain mill and the other one's down at the bakery, so we can load our little truck up and not have to take a loader with it, because otherwise I would have to take a front loader tractor with forks, which is less than ideal. Yes. Okay, let's pull that over there again. And there is now a telly skid of a similar design. So we just looked at that thing there, which is effectively it's a forklift, but with almost a telly handler arm. But this is skid steer attachments, and then we also have a telly skid, which is a skid steer. You can do it in wide tires or tracks. You can have logging shields on it, and again it pivot, just like a skid steer, pivots at the back, but this is telescopic. It's not very telescopic. It's got a very short reach, but again, these things, no telescope. It's just lifts straight up and down. But again, all the pivots are on the back. I just got that parked because we need to make some more trees. I wonder if I'm having problems with the chainsaw because it needs a service. I don't think you can service them, but oh, I wonder. Yes. No. I think I couldn't lumberjack mod the other stumps because they weren't done in this session. Because we've been progressively chewing through this field like crazy. Come on. There we go. Doink. Or maybe just some of them don't want to be chewed up by a chainsaw. Well, whatever. How many more trees do we have? A few. A few and a couple. Ooh, ooh. There we go. I'm not going to bother start grinding these. I'll just delete the stumps again. And one more. So how do these trees look? I'm close to the edge. I could probably do this one and leave the rest there and as decoration for the edge of the field. And chop. Timber. Oof. There now. I guess that's the next one. It's all a little bit mixed up now. So I think what I might do is shorten these and then we'll get into the big pile. And I did look at the number before I started. Okay. That is 368, 374, 380. And zap. $361. Okay, 67. 73. 79. 85. That's good enough. And 70. 76. 82. Okay. 82. 88. Yeah, now I can't tell. Uh, 74. 80. 86. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, that's all a little bit better. Let's finish off. Cameo, welcome, and hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Let me look at my numbers. 76, 82. 88. Quit rolling. 88, 94, I think, the next one. Okay, we have some cleaned up trees and some not so cleaned up trees. I'll get the tractor and then we'll do something that's not advised by the health and safety. This done. Oh, I should check to see if there's any February contracts. I don't think there will be. There were 2 cultivating contracts. I seem to have forgotten to cut that one up. Huh. Okay, 82, 88. 94, 300, 400, okay. And is that the end? Okay. Where's my J? Where's my John Deere? Hiding. It looks like... Is it me or has that trailer moved? Or did I nudge it while I was messing with logs? Hi dear. Bye dear. Oop. I think some of these, obviously doing this by hand, these are not all precisely 6 meter lengths. I'm fairly sure that one remaining is possibly a little bit longer. .7, yeah, closer to 7 than it is to 6, and this one may be 5.5 rather than 6. I think I would like the Volvo more if I could fit front loader arms to it, because that way I could do this with it. But even still, it's cheap. It's quite a good horsepower for its cheapness. What am I doing wrong? I am... I'm not sure all of these are going to fit on the trailer. It's obviously my next problem. And sometimes they just sit there. It's probably going to fall off. I don't want to use the grabs because it probably will fall off if I do. Oh, shoot. Doing my best. Oh, it's too low. Yeah. Okay. I'm not even going to try. We did this before. And it really didn't work out too well for us, so... just do that. And hope nobody notices. Okay, I need to drink my tea a little bit quicker. Okay, that looks better. Just enough. And that is well and truly grabbed. And again, with the depth of vision not being the greatest. Yes, I want to go down this end next. Problem is I'm now loading very heavy logs at the top of the trailer, which is probably what makes it a little bit jittery. I really don't want to come back for half a dozen logs. Yes, it turned out we did have a good day. We had traditional turkey food. With teenage Osa doing most of the cooking for us. This trailer's getting a little bit full. As I've said, I don't really want to drive a semi truck and trailer around on this map. It's probably possible, but with the way the hedges work, it could be a little bit frustrating at times. What am I doing with milk? I haven't checked that in a while. We got 32,000 litres of milk. I should think about leasing the other milk transporter and see if that works. Twist this. There you go. Yes, the process. I think the processors are awesome, and in some way, I kind of think the processor and a chainsaw might be preferable to a straight logger, because even if you pick up if you select a tree that is too wide, width, girth. The girth of the tree is too much for the processor. You can take a chainsaw, chop the bottom end off the log, and still process the top end, and then you can hand chop and clean up the bit that the processor can't deal with. So for the most part, you're always getting your your trees for the most part can be automatically processed, but with a tree feller, you're kind of stuck. If the tree's too big for it, you can't because it does the chopping and the processing. You can't. I don't think you can pick it up with. Okay, there's the question. Can I pick a log off the ground with this thing? This thing is designed to chop a tree and then process it, whereas something like this is designed to just process a tree on the ground. So if you can process a tree on the ground with one of the tree felling tools, then maybe it's not too bad a thing. I need to put that closer to the ground. Okay, so you can, but it's not as easy. Oh, because you've got to rotate the head on it. That's a thing I did notice with it. Okay, this is going to be very unstable. See that now. Because of all the big logs I'm putting on top now. Yeah, all the processors I know can. I just wasn't sure about the things that are designed to also chop the trees down, because that processor can't chop trees down. Oops. I think that small one might be hand liftable. I think we're just going to have to take this load over to the sawmill and come back for the rest. Don't think I'm going to manage. Okay, we'll call that good. I mean, the good thing is all the trees are now on the ground.